Hello and welcome to another video update about the Hang Seng Index. The short-term chart, we're tracking that in the form of Hang Seng Index futures, and the larger time frame is the HSI Index. We can open that one as well, the weekly chart, so you get a good idea of what is currently going on. Greetings, especially also to everybody who's watching this channel from Hong Kong. I know there are some viewers. I saw it in the analytics, so yeah, greetings. All right, let us take a look at the larger time frame here first. The thesis is currently that we are in a larger degree triangle pattern here, which is labeled wave A, wave B, wave C, wave D, wave E. I think it is important to recognize that this D wave could be nearly complete. We hit a resistance area between 27,295 and 30,348 HKD, and we could now start the E wave decline. However, I would prefer at least slightly that the current D wave extends a little bit further before the E wave to the downside starts. The E wave would likely be a multi-month correction, which should take the price. I mean, there is not really a minimum target for an E wave, but a standard support area from the data that we have at the moment would point towards 16,535 to 21,427. Please note that an E wave can be short. It must not break below the November 22 low, however. So it's basically a high risk area here, up here, because this rally that started at the end of the C wave of our triangle in 2022, this rally should be nearly done. I mean, it's like 90% there probably, right? Even if we push a little bit higher into the blue zone. But this is the macro view. Let's take a look at the smaller time frame. Obviously, please note that the Hang Seng Index Futures price is slightly different. Okay, so also the levels are slightly different. But what did we talk about? We have been we looked at the Hang Seng Index now a few times here on this channel, and the idea was there is a good chance that we're holding support here, even though we had a couple of breaks below the 61.8 retracement, but we saw those already in the first video on this channel about the Hang Seng Index. So that's not necessarily a problem. We talked about that this is valid because the white scenario should be a diagonal pattern, right? So in the white scenario, the price should be unfolding as a 5-wave pattern to the upside from this B wave low. This is all part of the larger degree 5th wave we just looked at within wave C of the D wave triangle, of the D wave of the triangle. And so this move up that started here in June 25 should be wave 1. That was a 3-wave move. Then we had a wave 2. The wave 3 should therefore also be 3 waves. That's the case. And it's important to understand that an internal C wave is 5 waves. Also, that happened. So the idea would be the 5th wave would also be an ABC structure. It can be quite a choppy start because ABC structures are corrective patterns. So it's very much possible. We're currently still working on the A wave, which is an ABC itself. We can get a B wave pullback and a C wave to the upside. Next objective for the bulls would be a break above this resistance around 27,485, and then 28,500 area would be next. It's important that, I mean, I would prefer in the white scenario, again, I slightly prefer a little bit further upside. It would be ideal if we could hold above the 10th of October low that formed here around 24,984 on the futures charts. Because any break below would weaken the chart and would indicate that we have already formed the top, and then we can start to map the more detailed structure of this E wave to the downside, which means in the very short term we can make a case for short-term higher prices, whereas on the larger degree, the larger time frame, let's say it like that, it reveals that the downside risk is very elevated. That's the update on the Hang Seng Index Futures. Hope you enjoyed the update. Make sure you leave a thumbs up if you appreciate the analysis here every single day. And also subscribe to the channel. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.